What's up, everybody? You know, it's tradition. Whenever I'm in one of these driverless cars in San Francisco, I take advantage of it, and we decide to do a live. And the city's on fire right now. So are these driverless cars here. To prove where I'm at, you can tell there's nobody sitting right there. I know that these might be losing their novelty at some point. I think this is only the third one I've done. We've still got about 11 minutes or so before get to the destination. So San Francisco's on fire right now. I mean, this city, just out in the marina, a lot of people excited for 49ers Cowboys. A lot of people came up to me. We started talking a little bit about the game today. It is Fleet Week in San Francisco. It's that time in October. You get one of these weeks a year where it's like 85 degrees. They call it the Indian summer. I know I've been talking about it all week. It's going to extend into Saturday. I think it's finally going to break, at least in the city on Sunday, but I think it's going to stay nice and warm on the peninsula and in the South Bay heading into Sunday. So for the actual game on Sunday, I think it's a good thing the 49ers are playing at night, because it would be really, really hot out there, especially on the sunny side of the field at Levi's Stadium. But anyway, I've got, about 15 minutes in here. Why don't we hear some of your 49ers questions? If you have thoughts about Randy Gregory, why don't we field those thoughts? Why don't you put them into the chat section? I'll read some of them here as we continue on our driverless car ride through San Francisco. I think it's about to turn green. There we go. It is green. And we're on our way. It was a little bit more exciting earlier. We're going up the hills of Pacific Heights. And this thing was, hauling ass uphill. Now, near the Triangle bars, which are on Greenwich and Fillmore in the Marina District / Cow Hollow, it was just a complete mess out there. I mean, so many people were out in the streets, and these driverless cars were navigating impressively through all that. They're driving better than some of the human cars in that area. Well, so I know the statistics on these are that they get into fewer accidents than human drivers. So this is the future. All you can do is slow it down. You cannot stop it. And I do like to showcase some of the future for you here as I'm rolling through San Francisco. I think we're going to be going through Hayes Valley. This is going to be neat here in a little bit. So, there's City Hall. Just missed it. You guys saw red, white, and blue City Hall in San Francisco. Hayes Valley is one of my old neighborhoods. So, sitting in an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi with a terrible driver is a lot more scary to me than sitting in something that, a vehicle that knows what it's doing. And I feel that I'm in a vehicle that knows what it's doing right now. I've been in plenty of sketchy situations in human-driven cars. So we're about to go through Hayes Valley. Are we going to turn? Oh, we might turn on Hayes Street. Cool. Watch this thing turn. There you can see Hayes Valley. This is Laguna and Hayes. I used to live at Linden and Laguna, a block up, but I think we're turning before. Yeah, there we go. There's the turn. Yank that wheel. All right. We're going to go by Kevin Durant's basketball court. Kevin Durant's parting gift to the city of San Francisco through his charity foundation was a basketball court right there. Unfortunately, it's dark, so you can't really see it. We're going to turn left on Buchanan. We're going to go right by my old spot. I love this. This is cool. So anyway, 49ers questions. I have been looking because I got really excited that we're going by my old place down on Linden Alley right there, Hayes Valley. I got excited about that, but now I'm ready to field some of your 49ers questions. We'll call it a late night Lombardi from the self-driving car here in San Francisco. Randy Gregory, now part of the 49ers. Kerry Hyder released to make room for Randy Gregory. This roster is just getting stronger and stronger. And hey, if Randy Gregory doesn't work out for the 49ers, it was a completely no-lose proposition to sign him. Absolutely no loss for the 49ers. They're paying him $840,000. That's the league minimum. That's not going to put a dent in the 40+ million of salary cap space that the 49ers have. Kyle Shanahan already said that Gregory's not playing on Sunday. He was just joking when he said, I don't want to give away my secrets. He said Randy Gregory flew to Denver today after passing his physical. He's going to go retrieve his family, and they expect him back on Monday. So unless Shanahan is completely trying to throw the Dallas Cowboys off, I don't think he's going to be playing on Sunday. Now, it would be quite the little change up put in Randy Gregory for some third downs, pin his ears back, rush the passer, help beat his former team. That would be kind of cool. But somebody asking, should we expect Gregory to be a more effective pass rusher than Drake Jackson? You're going to see both of them play because the 49ers want to play multiple guys to keep them fresh. But in 2020, 2021, and 2022, Randy Gregory was a top 10 edge rusher in the league as far as the pass rushing productivity went. And he got better every single season. Then he hurt his knee in 2022. I don't know where exactly he's at. He hasn't been as good in 2023. So maybe you should temper your expectations a little bit. But again, he's just a rotational pass rusher that the 49ers have added at this point. They're not paying him because Denver's paying almost all of his salary. They're not paying him with the need for him to be great, which is, I think, something. The whole no-lose prospect of this is what gets lost in translation, and I think that's what makes this a really wise transaction for the San Francisco 49ers. So now we're going through the Lower Haight, DeBoche Triangle. This thing's taking me on kind of a roundabout route, but it's a lot easier to get than Uber. I'm on the list for this driverless app. It's called Cruise. Not just anybody, I guess, can get it. They invited me like a year ago, so I said yes, and I think at some point they're going to roll out to the general public, which will be really cool because I do think they're making driving a little bit more efficient. The future is now. Are we going to turn? No, we're not turning until the next block. Oh, that bike just decided to casually blow the stop sign right in front of us. Good thing we've got good sensors. Good thing that we didn't run him over. Here comes another turn. I know you guys love the turns. I don't know how they get that wheel to do that. Whoa, that was a bumpy one. We just went over a speed bump. Oh, we're going to go by the dog park. This is DeBoche Triangle. This is one of my favorite areas of San Francisco. I lived in this neighborhood years ago. Now, you're probably not going to be able to see much of the dog park, but I could put this by the window. Nice and quiet at night. During the day, this would be cool, but these things are only allowed to operate driverless with passengers at night right now. Do I think Brock Purdy's chemistry with Brandon Ayuk will play into whether they re-sign him? I mean, yeah, he's got good chemistry with Ayuk. Whether or not they re-sign Brandon Ayuk, they've got good chemistry. That obviously has a big impact on anything. If you've got guys with chemistry, you want to keep them. The bottom line is Brandon Ayuk is playing like an A-list player. And if he continues playing like an A-list player, they're going to re-sign him. I don't think this is that complicated. I think people are overthinking these re-signings. If the 49ers have developed somebody into a marquee player, they have a track record of keeping him on the roster and, making sure that he stays a 49er. They have a 100% success rate of doing that. They did not, this regime at least, did not draft DeForest Buckner. Whoa, we just jerked a little bit there. Are we okay here? Driverless car. Made things a little bit exciting. I don't know if you guys saw that. There was a little bit of a swerve, but we didn't hit anything. We've made it to Market Street, so about to cross Market, head over into the Mission. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk, A-lister. If he stays that way, if he continues producing at the clip that he's producing at, leading the league in yards per route run. He's up there near the top in receiving yards per game because he didn't play one of the games, so that game doesn't count for him. So he's doing a good job for the 49ers. He's doing a great job, and that's going to get him re-signed if it continues on this path. Pollard did not gash the 49ers in the playoffs last year. Pollard got hurt fairly early in that game. Did Dallas score a touchdown last year? I didn't think so. And somebody has said that Pollard gashed the 49ers. I mean, come on. Talk about being afraid of something that didn't actually happen. He got hurt early on. It's a Dallas narrative that they would have beaten the 49ers with Pollard. There is very little data to support that narrative. Pollard is a shifty, quick back who's versatile. Plenty of respect for him, but to act like he gashed the 49ers just isn't living in reality. I mean, Pollard is obviously better than Ezekiel Elliott. That's why they still have Pollard and not Ezekiel Elliott, but I don't think that's the question here. Is Pollard good enough to make a dent in this 49ers defense is the question, and I'm not so sure about that, especially if Dak is Dak needs to be more explosive, and he needs to be more explosive without turning the football over. Last year, he had some of that explosiveness, but he also had the negative plays. This year, he's cut out the negative plays, but the explosiveness hasn't been there. Remember, the one thing you got to remember is Dallas is the number 16 offense per DVOA. So, that's not good. That's mediocre. And I think that gives the 49ers a nice advantage entering this game. Look at this. We're almost there. We'll be getting out here pretty soon. You know, I don't even know who Steven Ruiz is. And he was all over today. Like, I literally did not know who he was. So this seemed to be a great strategy. You know, saying that Brock Purdy didn't do anything seemed to be a great strategy for Steven Ruiz to make people know his name. Now, that kind of stuff has a short shelf life, though. Because everybody's going to know your name now, but they're also going to know that you probably don't have much credibility, right? So, I learned of Steven Ruiz's name for the first time here over the last 24 hours. And unfortunately, I do wish that the football take on the case of Brock Purdy would be more accurate. The car is a Cowboys fan? Why? Because it seems that my AT&T cell phone service is being a little bit spotty right now. Okay, so we're going to turn on Valencia here in the mission. Car did a good job avoiding some bikes. That's nice. Well, Elijah Mitchell just got to be healthy if he's going to have a future with anybody. He's just been getting hurt all too much. Somebody asking about Elijah Mitchell in the chat. So we made it to Valencia. We got to be careful. Got to execute this right turn. Don't want to run over the pedestrian. All right, did not run over the pedestrian. Good. And we're just a couple turns away now. That'll be fun. All right, one more question. Before we have reached our destination here in the driverless car. It's Fleet Week in San Francisco. Blue Angels tomorrow from the rooftop. We have just made a random stop in the middle of the road. I think, we're playing it safe because we got a pedestrian. That's good. See, these things constantly impress me. How often do you see a normal taxi driver stop for a pedestrian like that?
And grab all your things.
Now the car's talking to me. Got time for one more. I had multiple dinners tonight. We went to Off the Grid. The sunset was spectacular over the Golden Gate. I showed a couple friends around the Dolphin Club. We went to Off the Grid, which is the food truck festival. I had lobster tacos tonight. And then I had some pizza a little bit later on. Hung out a little bit in the marina, and then tomorrow we're going to be on some rooftops for Fleet Week watching the Blue Angels, so stay tuned for that. Do the 49ers run heavy or pass heavy against the Cowboys? They try to be balanced. It's all about balance for the 49ers. All right, that's probably going to wrap it up unless you want to see me get out of this driverless car. I think you probably do. I just have a lot of bags with me right now. I had to pick up some clothing today. All right.
Please keep your seatbelt buckled during your ride.
Seatbelt buckled? Well, you could just end the ride. Yeah, we've arrived. We've arrived. We're good.
Check for bikes and cars
Cool.
as you exit on the sidewalk side.
All right.
Thanks for riding with Cruise.
See, it lets you out. You could lock the door. You can unlock the door. I could open it. And now you just got to give me a second, and we're going to let this sucker drive away. Getting my bag. It'd be kind of crazy if it was like the show Silicon Valley and the car locked me in and made me drive everywhere with it. But fortunately, that's not the case. All right, I got all my stuff. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is leave something in a driverless car. But I'm making sure that I don't do that. There we go. We say goodbye. It's my friend. It's called like Rotini or something. My last driverless car before that was called Thor. So we made it home. It's all good. Everybody take care. It's been a fun one. Hope you enjoyed the latest driverless car ride video. 15 minutes of Q&A. Didn't used to be able to do this back when it was just an Uber with a driver, but now there's no driver, so I don't feel bad about fielding a Q&A in the car. Everybody have a good night.